Good night, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Globesman 24/7, owned and operated by Mr. Nohar Singh. Um, as usual, we have Mr. Devin Bissoon, who is the technical operator. Tonight he is off, and we have Ryan joining us tonight as our technical operator. Tonight we are discussing a comprehensive electoral policy to ensure free and fair elections in Guyana. Free and fair elections are not in the air in Guyana at the moment. The vice president said it would probably be in November, sometime late next year. Nevertheless, it's a very important topic, and we are having a discussion and interrogating it tonight with a very, very prominent attorney of law in New York City, New York State, in the United States, a former magistrate in Guyana, Mr. Albert Baldeo, a very, very prominent figure in New York. He is a district leader, an elected district leader. He was a former magistrate in Guyana. He's a prolific writer. He writes on various issues, legal issues, as well as sports. And he himself is a very prominent sports personality. He scored quite a number of hundreds in softball competition in the United States. I don't know if he also scored in Guyana, but he's well known in the cricketing world. He has written extensively on very, very prominent cricketing personalities like Rohan Kanhai, Alvin Kalcharan, Ramnaresh Sarwan, Shivnarayan Chandrapala, and others. And also joining us tonight to interrogate this topic about free and fair elections in Guyana is Mr. Colin Haynes, who is no stranger to this program. Mr. Haynes has been in this program multiple times. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this very, very important discussion on free and fair elections in Guyana. I'll just ask the counsel, Mr. Albert Baldeo, you can give us a little background. Why is this an important issue in Guyana?
Well, thank you very much for your wonderful introduction, Dr. Bisram, and I want to compliment you and thank you for all the great and wonderful work. You are the prolific writer, because every time I open the paper, there's a beautiful, well-researched article there, and I hope that folks read it and pay attention to their merits. Of course, elections are the backbone of democracy. Without elections and fair and proper and transparent elections, that would be a fundamental deprivation of human rights of the people who live in those countries. And that is what distinguishes dictatorships from, I would say, banana republics and from, countries that are not truly recognized as democracy. And Guyana's had an issue with that for a very long time. Things have improved. I believe some legislation has been passed also since the last election. I read an article today where the Honorable Attorney General Alan Nandalal, for whom I have a lot of respect, did say that he had passed 100 pieces of legislation and he had addressed a lot of these issues. Of course, you don't want issues to come up when there's an election. You want to have these things ironed out, so everybody's happy, everybody can contest in fair and free elections. We have come to the United States and we have had that opportunity. Nothing is ever 100%, but there's some remarkable defects and issues in the system that need to be straightened out before an election. Towards that end, we can't, this is not something, we've had a lot of intervention in the last election. We had the Carter Center, we had the Congress, we had Mike Pompeo, who was then the United States Secretary of State, and Anthony Blinken recently, and so forth, everybody talking about elections. So this is not something that just dropped out of a coconut tree, as the Vice President Kamala Harris is one to say. This is something that has been encroaching on Guyana's credibility. It has been hampering the human rights there. And I believe that it's time for it to be put in a public structure where you can have public trust in the system. And definitely, we are the diaspora here to help, of course, as we've always had. At Vishnu, you're one of the pivotal people who helped to bring attention to elections in Guyana in the past decades. It's not when there's a problem, then we try to reach out. We have already lost, I think it was 5 or 6 months, the last election. They were back and forth and quarreling and, trying to sort out these numbers, which is a very important process. But what I'm saying now, it's come for the time when that must not be repeated at any cost, at any time. There must be a system that is respected, a system that has integrity, a chairperson who would not be like a damsel in distress. I mean, the last elections, with all due respect to Justice Claudette Singh, I've known her a long time. When I practice in Guyana, she has to be more forthright and firm in her decisions to the point of being fearless. She was, however, a much better person than her predecessor. Give up or go and cry in a room or something. You need strong leadership, and that is why GCOM has got to exercise strong leadership over the 6 commissioners, hear them all out, bring peace to them,